I have three games that I think are the best games of the weekend that I think we should be talking about. We can start it off with Tennessee against Pitt. This is going to be a very interesting game. Tennessee is ranked lower than Pitt. They're almost a touchdown favorites. But this is one where Pitt's coming off of a very emotional win with, I want to put this out. I want to shout out to this person. Whoever is the camera angle person for that game on that pick six to win it, that
Oh,
was the dopest camera angle I have ever seen of a football stadium, where he's taking it and they start slowly zooming back
oh yeah.
and you just see him following the blocks, and then you keep zooming back, and then it's just this crowd absolutely erupting. So they had a wild win to start the season. Um, Tennessee, they had a recent coaching change, a guy from UCF, but he looks like he's kind of rebuilding that program a little bit. And Tennessee's got a lot of hype heading into this year. So what are you thinking about this game heading into it?
I'm thinking I don't like Pittsburgh's offense. I'm not a big fan of Pittsburgh's offense. I thought Keaton Slovis came into that West Virginia game, and he looked like, oh man, it's different jersey, same Keaton Slovis we saw the last couple of years. He made a few poor decisions. Honestly, he should have thrown a pick early in the game. Just defender couldn't get his feet down in bounds, and they went in like with the mindset, hey, we're gonna focus on the run. We're gonna establish the run. It's gonna be a run heavy just game plan. Basically, keep the ball out of Keenan Slovis's hands. And it's like, this is your hot new transfer. Like, it shouldn't be that like that. Like West Virginia, they just got JT Daniels, and they were like, hey, go sling the ball around, and he did a hell of a good job on that. So, like, I think this offense is real sus, especially with Tennessee, which I think has such an explosive offense with Herdon Hooker, the former Virginia Tech transfer. He looked good. I know it was a cupcake matchup last week, but that was a team that was very good last season. The only thing that could save, I think, Pittsburgh in this matchup is the defense. Their defense was just so hot last week. Like it was just given West Virginia so many problems. Like the defensive line was constantly getting pressure. Secondary, for the most part, did a solid job there. I just don't think their defense is going to be good enough against even one of these Midland, you would say middle of the road SEC teams. So I think Tennessee takes this.
Yeah, and this is also one where I feel like Pittsburgh's probably not going to really be able to hang with Tennessee's pass rush in this one. And you already talked about kind of the question marks in terms of decision making from Keaton Slovis, and this is one where like we see this in football all the time. If your D line starts eating against a team and a quarterback's kind of known for forcing the football, it can unravel fast. So I think kind of the goal for this one is, Pittsburgh's got to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. They really want to keep this one close. It's one where like it could get out of hand, like you're saying. I could totally see that happening in this matchup, where it's just like, this is a snowball. Like this is going to get really bad. All of a sudden you're down by a score. Oh, you're down by 2 scores. Oh no, now the picks are coming. Now you're going to have to start airing it out. So it really could unravel like that. We also have a comment here. Rodney Hammond, thoughts on him?
Who? Oh, the Pittsburgh running back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he looked really good early on. Like there the guy that at least a lot of evaluators thought coming into the game was going to kind of be their main back was Israel. His last name's so hard to pronounce. It's like a Connie Candy or Kanda, something like that. But they thought he was going to be the main back, and he kind of like just became like the scat back. He just faded into the background. Like Haman just like blew up. This guy's so strong, good contact balance. Like I was watching the game and I was like, man, this guy's not eligible till 2024, man. I'm kind of like ready to start grinding tape on him. We only got him through one game, but I like what he did. Because that Pittsburgh offensive line wasn't really providing much of the way of run blocking or pass protection against West Virginia. So yeah, I'd be excited to see him going forward.
Yeah, and I think in this one, this is probably another game where if they're gonna be able to pull off this one, he's gonna have to play well. Guy low center of gravity. He's only 5'9", true sophomore, I believe.
Yep.
You said 2024, but I don't think he redshirted. And he's a guy. I mean, last week he had what? He had, I think it was like 120 yards. He had like 7. He had a couple touchdowns. I think he had a couple big time receptions too in that one.
Yeah, his
But
first tutty was just mean, dragging guys. It was great.
yeah, so that's kind of what Pitt's gonna have to rely on.